some more steering wheel driving things, but I just maybe I'm going to lose it here. But off to the northwest, probably is just a little stain on a distant screen, is the bulge of the Cypress Hills. Sorry, Cypress Hills. Off there, you can see the trees on the horizon. Everything else is probably too far away to see anyway. And there. Wish I had a zoom. See the pronghorn coming down the road towards me? What am I looking at? This thing, some kind of fisheye frickin' thing. Why am I seeing? Why am I seeing that? Shit. Hang on, something's wrong with this camera. Why have I got the freaking... I don't know if it's changed anything. I changed it from, it's on some kind of hyper view or something stupid. La 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 la. There's so much lush grass this time of year, I don't know where to eat first. I don't know. Are these just lone bucks maybe? Because otherwise all the females would be together. And there should be actually little ones right now too. Wish I knew how to zoom. Well, here we're coming in. I'm not ending up where I thought I would. Well, I know where I'm going to be, but I thought there might have been a napping bull. There might have been a way to sneak in through the back, but the tracks on the map are so small that I don't know if I can even drive up them or not. And then I'd be hooked and have to backtrack. So we'll go the official way. I guess it'd be considered part of the Cypress Hills. We're sort of skirting this. There is another one of these ones, but there's a gap and there's an eastern block. Mind you, this is part of the eastern block. The western block is the Alberta side. It's quite picturesque indeed. No, I'm still coughing, folks. Sorry about that. Brown-eyed Susans on the side of the road. Sage, there's wild mustard, I think it's. call it. I don't know what it is anymore. Foxtail barley. Wolf willow in the pastures. Sagebrush. There's wood starting to encroach in on the banks. Cypress Hills. So this is it's kind of interesting that the Border Commission didn't use the Cypress Hills. They had their Wood Mountain depot. They had their somewhere down in the Badlands there, the White Mud, and then their next major one was the West Butte of the Sweetgrass Hills. I mean, they must have been aware of this, because you know, you could see it from the boundary. And then south of the Cypress Hills here was one of those. They came across that huge Métis camp, the buffalo hunting camp, for the summer of July, I guess it was, of 1874, where they figured they had about 2,000 horses and 200 lodges and stuff like that. And there was even some Sioux that were camped with the Métis, and they got in a gunfight with some Blackfoot, and it said the Métis didn't take part, but they didn't prevent it from happening either. And there was 8 Blackfoot were killed in the battle, and they were forced to withdraw. They could have been after some of those 2,000 horses, I don't know. But so the Boundary Commission was well aware of these hills, because they their photographers took pictures of that Métis camp south of the hills on some mighty flat and desolate country. Here, we'll shut her down for a while here. Now here we're coming to more familiar. It's the south where I want to be. I hope to be a little later in the day. And here is ahead of us is the forest, Cypress Hills. Sorry, Jim. I know we were supposed to meet here next weekend to do this, but like I say, I'm going to be probably in Edmonton, so we might as well think of something else to do. But I still want to catch Fort Walsh, I guess, mostly for Farwell and Solomon trading posts, because I want to have a look at, once again, the scene from my manuscript. So I guess I've kind of gone from, maybe I knew that was going to happen all along. I've gone from following the Boundary Commission, which I still am in a way, to following the characters in my story, and not Fort Walsh, but the Cypress Hills massacre is what is one of the parts of my story that, I mean, yeah, well, it was spring when it happened. It was I think it was the beginning of June. So down here in the valley, what is now the Battle Creek, or yeah, I think it's still Battle Creek. Oh, jeez. But at that time, it didn't have a name, as far as I know, and the Boundary Commission called it the East Fork of the Milk River. So. can't remember Solomon's first name anymore. It's driving me crazy. There's Abe Farwell and visitor parking, accessible parking, visitor parking. What? Here? I'm gonna have a closer look. Just what the fuck, Farmer Hill. I mean, I'm the only one here. There's the interpretive center. The fort's over the hill. I don't know if you get to here. I'm gonna shut things down again. Well, it appears I am the early worm. It's beautiful here, beautiful. But now that they've got like everything typical government, they've got the gates across it and probably fees and all kinds of stuff like that. So I don't even think I'm gonna. So I kind of made the trip for nothing, I guess, because I don't want to hang around. I could spend hours here, and maybe one should say, well, you're here, you spent the money, you took the time to get here, so maybe you should spend the time. But you know, I really, adults 10:50 daily, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Well, you know, it says so here. Sadly, I just wasted my gas, I guess, because I don't want to wait till 10 when it is it's 9:15. I mean, I did see some neat things, but I burned up fuel coming this far north. I guess they have to, you're supposed to have a tour schedule or something or other. Not a Jack Cunt's Whirlwind tour schedule. Ooh, this cow shit mixed in with my mud because free range cattle. Anyway, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. I don't think there's a cloud in the sky. Oh, well, maybe something over there. Little aspens. Oh, they're quaking, doing their quaking thing. Love it. Love it all. But I'm gonna empty my fuel tank instead. I'm heading south from the Cypress Hills again. There they are in the distance. My mud and shit covered Jeep. And they're, you know, the outliers of the hills here. And I didn't see this on the way flying up here. Maybe it was in the sun or whatever. But I've seen them before, back in when we were young and foolish in the 70s. And I don't know if this would have been one, but I know I stopped beside one of these, and a little earlier at Wood Mountain, I stopped beside one of these. This is the Wood Mountain, Fort Walsh. This is the Mountie Trail. But this probably would have been the Métis Trail as well, because before there was, there's the Cypress Hills in the background, because of course before there was the Fort Walsh, there would have been the, at least for that season, the Farwell trading post and the Solomon trading post, and they would have still been, the Métis were still wintering in Wood Mountain and then hauling freight and stuff like that for Farwell. And as a matter of fact, the day of the massacre, that was the Métis freighters were there loading up Farwell's goods, his take, like the buffalo hides, the robes, and pemmican or whatever else he had traded over the winter. He was trying trying to get the hell out because he could see that there was going to be trouble with the wolvers in the camp, and the Assiniboines there, and all the whiskey being flowing around. So I suppose in the day they say, I mean, that is a grassland, but I think it's a manufactured grassland, and of course this side isn't. So as they say in the day, you used to be able to see the ruts there. So I would imagine somebody's coming. Imagine they would have gone into the, worked their way into the hills there. Well guys, this is for the Rover boys. Lloyd and Dave and Jim Sachin. Do you remember we came through here, and here, I don't know if you can see it, Govan-Lock. 1913, 1976. It's gone. Where's the, I mean, I see some foundations over there. A couple of posts. But you used to drive through, that's probably a community hall there. But there was at least a hotel. And remember, there was a couple of old ladies that ran a convenience store out of the hotel, and they thought we were Americans because when we asked for pop, I don't know, they only had it in bottles. I see the sign says 1976, so that wasn't too long. Welcome to Govan-Lock National Forest and picnic area. That's good. That's good. Govan-Lock, end of steel, 1913, 1990. Garage and hotel. J.M. Linder, dedicated in 1991 by the Buchanan Ranch. Yeah, couple of little old ladies. I don't know why she thought we were Americans, or why they thought we were Americans, because they had glass bottles instead of cans or something for their pop. But, whoops, there, I'm throwing my keys. That's the second time I've dropped my keys. There you go. Govan-Lock, Saskatchewan. I remember we pulled into a place a little further back, and there's absolutely nothing there either. Yep, my camera's a little wonky here. And there's somebody coming down the road. I don't know if he'll stop or not, but anyway, that's it. That's the story. And there's a junction there that takes you down to the States. Or if you go, I'm going straight through, so we'll end up in Alberta. And then I'll have to switch maps. Alberta border that way. We're not in Alberta quite yet, but we keep heading west, and we soon will be. It says next services at Elkwater, 86 kilometers. Well, I'm going to try and make it to Foremost or Milk River. So maybe there's not going to be a whole lot of exploring as much as I thought. But I mean, this country here can't be that much different from what's down along the border. Maybe I'm copping out. But I was always concerned about down here. I mean, I've got 2 jerry cans on the back, so I really shouldn't be concerned. But you're always thinking about fuel. Sort of like in the old days, you were thinking about grass and water for your horses. That's the fuel. Nowadays, we're driving this. These are our beasts of burden, and we gotta keep them fed with fuel. Look at all the sage prairie. Anyway, I'll see when we cross the Alberta border. Just a little note to myself that the trail to Fort Benton to the Farwell and Solomon posts probably came through this country, somewhere here. Looks like this. So a note to self, I mean, I kind of described it in my story as very, you know, alkali flats, very desolate, but of course, the time I was through was probably July or August or something like this. And of course, the story, the Cypress Hills massacre is, I think, June 1st, so it'd be allowed to be green, similarly green as this. And of course, summer in here on their journey, they run into the migrating herds of buffalo coming, heading north. And this is actually the first time, I mean, for the Mounties in 1874, that would have been 1873, coming north to Farwell Post. In 74, this is where, yeah, there would have been some of the last of the great northern herds or whatever passing through this area. Anyway, my road's turning, I better use two hands. Pronghorn just galloping along there. Still curious as to whether those are the bucks all by themselves. There's some signs coming up here, some signage. I don't know if this is going to be... When we used to come through here, there was no fences. I saw some horses, Lloyd, big horses. They were black, but they were behind these fences. So how things have changed. Oh, way in the distance, you can see the Sweetgrass Hills. Oh, now we got a Texas gate, and we got what? Highway 13 in Saskatchewan. Oh, there's pronghorns running across right in front of us. Poor little fella doesn't know what to do. There's a Texas gate there. I'll let him decide what he wants to do. And he'll go loop, and he'll go blup, 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 blup. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Alberta-Saskatchewan border. There's the left one coming. Oh, there's a whole herd over there. Kitty corner. Hopefully living behind me. It says road closed for winter. And way over there, we're now officially in Alberta. I'll just pull over here and see if I can get the pronghorns, or will they run away? I think I see babies. Oh, I do. If I can stop. If I can stop and get out, if the camera will show it, it could be too far away. Oh, shush. Oh, I'm scaring them off. Look at that. There's even the little babies. Look at them little feeties going. Bloop, 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 bloop. Look at them. I don't even know if you can see them on this. They're far away. It's absolutely gorgeous. A whole herd of mama pronghorns and the babies are going to disappear behind a little rill in the ground. And way off in this direction, down this road, that blue horizon there is the Cypress Hills. And like I say, I don't know if you can pick this off, but way that blue stain on the horizon there, just at the bottom of those tiny little fluffy clouds. That looks like, well, that's the West Butte for sure anyway. Well, anyway, that's the Sweetgrass Hills, or the Sweet Pine Hills. And oh, just past the road closed for winter sign to the left, I think you can see, oh, and a little further too, there's the Bear's Paw Mountains down in Montana. So I have to decide. I have to decide whether I'm going to take that road closed for winter, summer road only, This is the 501. Sign says the 501, which will take me all the way across southern Alberta. But with a bullet hole right dead center. But I'm gonna have to study my maps. So there, see back there in the sun, there's Saskatchewan, right over there. So this fence line, look at that, they fenced, they got a fence. That one says no X's or something, but here's the Texas gate. This is the official boundary, I guess, between Saskatchewan there and Alberta over here. Okay, I will announce to people that I am in Alberta. We'll see what we can find.